Hey guys! So in this video, what I want to do is cover some of the top questions that I get asked over and over again as a fashion stylist, and hopefully this will answer any questions that you still have after, going through the course. So let's do the first one then. We have Sarah from New York, and Sarah says, as a fashion stylist, I've heard that you have to cast for jobs like a model and you don't get the job straight away. Can you help me with this? So, Sarah, for any of you that are thinking the same thing, it really does depend on the job. Now, some jobs I've got straight away, so I'll get the job come in and there'll be a description of the job and they'll say, are you available? And I'll say yes, and you get the job straight away without having to submit any of your work, without having to have a Skype conversation with the editor or the director or whoever you're working with. So it really depends. Sometimes you'll get the jobs just straight away, and sometimes you're going to have to go through a process where you're going to have to send off your mood boards, then they might ask you for some more information, then sometimes you're going to have to go for a meeting to discuss the project and almost be kind of interviewed for it or cast for it, like as if you were a model going to jobs and castings, or an actor or whatever. And sometimes you'll have to have a Skype conversation with, as I said, an editor or a director or a photographer. So in answer to your question, and for any of you that are thinking the same thing, it really does depend on the job. So sometimes you're just going to get them straight away, and sometimes you are going to have to submit your work and go through a process before you're actually going to get the job confirmed. So my advice to you guys is to really get practicing these mood boards. So if you're asked to submit them for a job, then they are absolutely amazing and you're really showing your creativity. So practice them, make them look really neat and tidy and amazing on the eye, and practice. So on to another question then. We have, let me see, Melinda in London wants to know, when you're styling a shoot, for example, for a celebrity, do you just choose one outfit or would you pull in a variety? What a great question. That is such a good question. So in answer to this question, a million, trillion, zillion %, you always take a huge variety of options. You can never have too many. You're going to have a suitcase. I take a pull along suitcase and you can fill this up with stuff. And it's the worst thing to be turning up on a job and just not having enough outfits and none of them looking right. So you want as many as possible so you can get the right look. You might think something's going to look amazing on the client and then they get it on and it really doesn't look great. So you really need to have as big a variety as possible. So another question. The next question is from Dion, and Dion is emailing in from Paris, and she says, this is such a typical question, how much money can I expect to be earning when starting out as a fashion stylist? Now, this question comes in all the time. If I'm being honest, guys, when you're first starting out as a fashion stylist, you need to just think of it as work experience. For at least the first 6 months, up to 6 to 9 months, sometimes it could take longer, up to a year, you really just want to be working on your portfolio and creating as many different looks as you can and getting them on camera and working with celebrities for free if you can get in touch with celebrities, and working with models for free, and working with photographers for free, and working with modeling agencies for free, working with magazines and newspapers for free, doing all these collaborations with bloggers. And collaboration is key. You're going to have to just be networking and really working on your portfolio. I know it's probably not the answer that you wanted to hear, but it's the truth, and I only want to bring you the truth because there's so much competition out there, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, it's a good thing because there is demand for it. There's jobs everywhere, but you have to be prepared to really put in the work experience at first and just get networking with the right people, and eventually you will be earning great money and you'll be getting the jobs in all the time, and it'll be consistent, and you'll become a name in the industry. But you do have to get started at first with work experience. Then as your portfolio builds and you start getting paid jobs coming in, because it does happen, but as I said, it's going to take time, but when it happens, it's going to happen thick and fast. You're going to start off with perhaps £200 a day, and then it's going to go up, and then you can be getting thousands a day on shoots. But starting off, be prepared to work for free. Another thing I'll say is that when you do get paying jobs coming in, they're going to vary. So some people will contact you and say, what's your day rate? You know, what are you charging? And some people will come to you and say, you know, this is the job, this is what we're paying, do you want it or not? So it really will vary on depending on who you're working with. So another question then, and this one is from Tina, and Tina is messaging in from Barcelona. Tina says, are all jobs going to be in the area that you live, or should I be expected to travel if I want to be a fashion stylist? Another great question. So you need to be prepared to travel as a fashion stylist in answer to your question. It's not like personal styling where you can pick your area that you're living in to be the area that you're going to be getting your clients from. So as a fashion stylist, you're going to be doing shoots all over the world. Some shoots are going to be in a different country, it just depending on, you know, what jobs are coming in, and they don't necessarily pick a stylist from the country that they're shooting in. A lot of the time you'll get jobs in and you will be flying around the world, which is amazing. So I would say you're gonna just have to be very flexible. If this isn't something that's gonna work with your lifestyle, as I said in a previous video earlier on in this training, you do have to be very flexible as a fashion stylist, and if this isn't something that you're prepared to do and, you know, be flexible, then you're probably not going to make it to the top of the industry. So you have to be prepared to travel. So if you don't like traveling, then yeah, maybe it's not the job for you, but if you like to travel, then it's a dream. Sometimes you're going to be getting jobs in studios, and sometimes it's going to be outside on location. It just really depends on the job. So another question we have Jasmine, and Jasmine is messaging in from Scotland, and Jasmine says, oh, I like this question, and again, these are questions that I tend to get similar questions all the time. What is the best part of being a fashion stylist? So, I think the best part for me of being a fashion stylist is the excitement factor. It's a really exciting career. You don't know when your next job's gonna be, you don't know where your next job's gonna be, you don't know what you're gonna be working on. It's really exciting, so much fun, so exciting, so much variety, and never a dull moment. So I would say that's one thing. But another thing I'll say with fashion styling is that it really helps your personal styling career. So if you do them together, when you see your work in print or on TV, obviously it's amazing to see your creativity in that way. It actually really helps your personal styling career, because people see your work and they think, oh wow, you know, she must be an amazing stylist. I can see her stuff on TV, on celebrities, in print, and you actually in turn get more credible as a personal stylist. So that's another great reason that I think fashion styling is, you know, is a dream. It's amazing, and that's, you know, one of the best parts for me is that they, you know, they kind of work hand in hand, and fashion styling will excel your career as a personal stylist as well. So I thought I'd move on to another question which kind of leads on from the last one, and this is from Bella, and Bella is from Los Angeles, and Bella says, what is the worst part? Be real, what is the worst part of a career as a fashion stylist? Is there anything I need to know? So I would say for this one, and I have mentioned this before, the worst part I reckon is just the fact that the job kind of rules you, okay? And I say this over and over, you do have to be really flexible. So I guess it's like great because it's exciting and fun and all of the reasons I've just given, but on the downside, you have to be really flexible, and the job kind of rules you rather than you deciding, picking and choosing, I'm going to be working then, I'm going to be working then, I'm going to be working then, because you might get in, say you want some time off and then have an absolutely incredible job come in, and it's like a week-long job, and all your plans of not working have gone out the window because it's an irresistible job. So I would say that that is a downside for me with fashion styling, as I've kind of matured and moved into other sides of styling, like the whole teaching thing, is that it's just quite, it kind of rules you, you know, rather than you ruling the job, which is why I've kind of taken a step back with the fashion styling, and I more kind of teach it now and then give work to my mentees, the girls and guys that I mentor. So, and you know, I have my academy and I try and place them and give those students jobs. So I would say, yeah, that is a downside, is that you kind of have to just be on shoots really long hours, and sometimes, yeah, it can get in the way of, like, you know, your personal life. So another question, we have Sam in Sydney, and Sam says, How quickly do you get paid on fashion styling jobs? I know it's different to personal styling. As personal styling, you get paid before you do the job, as you invoice the clients before the job. Can you help with this? Yes, I can help with this, Sam. So, as a fashion stylist, you're going to be invoicing after you've done the job, and this can take 1 week, it can take 2 weeks, it can take 3 weeks, it can take a month, it can take 2 months, it can take 3 months, and sometimes it can take 4 months to be paid for a job. So again, this whole flexibility comes into it. You have to just be aware that jobs are paid in all different time frames, and sometimes as a fashion stylist you will be chasing invoices. It's not uncommon that you'll be chasing an invoice. You know, where's my money? I did the job 2 months ago and I still haven't received the money. And you always get paid. There's never been a job for me that I haven't been paid on, but sometimes you just have to wait a little longer than what you'd expected. So the next question is from Tara in Texas. Tara in Texas, that's like a tongue teaser or whatever it's called, a tongue twister. Tara in Texas wants to know, help, I am 35 years old. Can I still start out as a fashion stylist, or am I too old to start in this industry? I see loads of young girls starting at around 18 years old. Will I still get jobs? Help! Right, so Tara, you can totally and utterly start at 35. I started my career at the age of 30. I started doing fashion styling at the age of 30, and there's absolutely no limit. You can start at any age, but just go back to the other video where I talk about the personality traits that you need as a fashion stylist, and these are the important things. You know, you have to be flexible and tenacious and all the things that I mentioned in that video, and that's more important than age. So if you feel like you're going to be able to do the role with those personality traits, then absolutely you can smash it in the industry. So I've worked with women in LA that started late and are absolutely, you know, making a big impact in the industry. They're getting jobs all the time, getting booked for amazing jobs, and they, you know, into their 50s, and they didn't start at the age of 18 like you were saying. Some of the girls, they do. Some of the girls and guys, they do start young, but it doesn't mean that they're going to be more successful. So get that out of your head. 100% you can start, but just make sure that you're thoroughly committed to it, and you're doing everything I say to be doing in the video, so you can, in these videos, so you can really be, getting to the top as quickly as possible. Another question, I have Seema, and this question's come in from Seema in Milan, and Seema says, do I have to go to fashion school to make it as a fashion stylist? Some of these schools are really expensive and take a long time. Do I need to really do this? No. In answer to your question, no. I never went to fashion school. I had someone teach me just like I'm teaching you guys, and you can get to the absolute top. You can do whatever you want with your career as long as you're committed to it, and you're doing the things that I say to do in these videos, and you're getting a ton of experience. Everything is going to be experience, and how much you're going to put yourself out there and network and get the experience and build your portfolio. So absolutely, you do not need to spend thousands on fashion school, as some people may say. It's absolute rubbish. You don't have to do that, but you do need a heap of experience. You're not going to get to the top and be getting jobs getting booked for jobs all the time if you're not putting yourself out there and you're just sitting there and doing nothing and expecting to get to the top. Then no, not at all. Then going to fashion school would be a benefit, because you're going to get lots of experience in those months that you're at fashion school, or however long it takes. But absolutely not, you don't need it. As long as you're hungry and you're willing to put yourself out there, you can make it without needing any of that. This course is more than enough, and do all the downloads and use the templates and do what I say, and you can 100% make it and have a very successful career as a fashion stylist. Another question coming in from Nadine in Greece, and Nadine said, if you could give one bit of advice, and one bit of advice only, for new fashion stylists, what would it be? Oh, I like this question. As I said, all these questions are questions that I tend to get like the similar or the same all the time, so I've answered these ones because I hope that this will help you the most. So this question, I think it's got to be, because there's a few, so I think the main one I think it's got to be is expect the absolute best, okay, and know that jobs can come in the most unexpected ways, and just have your goals in mind and know what you want, and let the universe do the rest. because jobs have come in for me in the strangest possible way. And some of the things that I was writing down, because I'm very big on visualization and writing my goals down and manifestation and all of that stuff. For those of you that follow me, you know, on YouTube and are in my email list and you get regular updates from me, you know I'm really big on this. But I would say that you just have to believe that you can make it happen. Aim for the whatever you want, and then just allow and put all the work in, obviously, and be committed to it, and then just watch what happens in the strangest ways that you would, like, looking back, say a year on, you'll be like, how on earth did that happen? And things happen. So you just have to trust the universe and have so much faith. And that I would say is my biggest piece of advice for new fashion stylists or any career, personal styling. So just know what you want, commit to it, like, have absolute faith. So another question, and this is coming in from Charlene in London. And Charlene in London says, Casey, do I really need to be super stylish to make it as a fashion stylist? As sometimes I'm not sure that the clothes I wear are as on trend as they need to be. So in answer to your question, I would say that as long as you're well presented and you have not a knowledge around fashion, you don't have to be the most stylish person in the world. And I really am not. And I'm very honest with my students and you know, some of my friends, they laugh at me. They're like, how have you done what you've done as a stylist when you don't even love fashion like some of us do? I do love fashion, but I have more of a passion for making people feel amazing and making a project look amazing. That's my real passion. I love clothing, don't get me wrong. I love my shoes, I love my Louboutins, I love my clothes, I love handbags. I love fashion, I do. I'm not obsessed with it though. I don't have to wear all the latest trends all the time. I'm actually quite classic with what I wear. My favorite outfit is, you know, a pair of killer Louboutins with just some skinny jeans and a plain t-shirt and, you know, throwing on a blazer or a leather jacket. I just love very simple things. Don't have to be wearing all the latest trends to make it as a fashion stylist. Absolutely not. But you have to have an awareness around it. But it doesn't mean that you have to go out wearing the most wacky outfits you can find all the time, because you're going to spend your time just thinking about that so much and not your business. So I would say no. I love, as I said, my favorite is just, I love to be comfortable, and I love wearing jeans or a nice fitted dress and some nice big heels, but doesn't have to be really wacky and just really out there. So the final question is from Anton in London, and Anton says, once I've done an online fashion styling course, how quickly should I put myself out there? Straight away. Absolutely straight away. Start before you're ready. You need to just get yourself out there, because you're gonna like start procrastinating and all the fear is gonna build up, and then you're gonna put up all these obstacles as to why you won't make it as a stylist. Just do it. Just download everything from this course, download the ebooks, download the templates, download the invoice templates, download everything you're going to need, and just get yourself out there. I've made it so easy for you on this course with all your templates and things to send out to PRs and things to send out to modeling agencies and to, you know, ways for you to start your portfolio. So just get started. Don't procrastinate. Don't start thinking about everything that might go wrong. Start thinking about everything that will go right, and you're absolutely going to smash it if you just put your focus in there and just do the things I've said in these videos, okay? Just get started now. Start before you're ready. So I hope these videos have helped you, and if you have any further questions that haven't been answered, then obviously feel free to email me, casey@caseypoolstyling.co.uk, and I will answer anything else that you're still not quite sure of. Catch you later. Bye bye.